Hi. This question may sound like it has nothing to do with language learning, but when you meet someone for the first time and then they tell you their name, what do you focus on? You say to yourself, whoa, 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 that's a long and exotic name. I think you should change that name. Or do you focus on your identity? Like, I'm really bad at names. So you focus on I'm not good with names, I'm not good with names, and you kind of hypnotize yourself. Or do you focus on what kind of tools could I use to remember that name? Maybe I could write it down. I can repeat the name. Cornelius. Nice to meet you, Cornelius. Well, in the same way, when you are learning a foreign language, you can focus on your identity. You can hypnotize yourself I'm bad at languages, I'm bad at languages, and you don't really give your brain a chance. Or you may focus on your identity as, I'm not a person who enjoys learning languages. Maybe it's interesting to know that I don't actually enjoy filming these videos myself at the moment. I'm pretty sure I'll start enjoying it more and more over time as I get used to this. But yeah, I prefer talking to real people instead of these two lenses of my smartphone that I'm using for filming this. But I also focus on the kind of rewards that this video may give me. Like I can connect with other people who enjoy learning languages. I can turn this into a business, probably. And yeah, just like there are tools for remembering names, there are also tools for memorizing words and phrases, obviously. And if you feel like you don't have those tools at the moment, this channel is about sharing those tools. I've already made a few videos where I talk about some language learning techniques, and but yeah, language learning is not only about tools and techniques, it's also an emotional journey. So that's why I want to ask, what do you really enjoy doing in life? And I would like you to write it down on a piece of paper or somewhere on your notes. What do you enjoy doing in life? Like, not what looks cool or what you think you should enjoy, but yeah, like what are your passions? And we can consider like how to combine these passions and interests and language learning. So try to think of ways to do that thing in the target language. Maybe you enjoy watching comedy shows or other kind of TV shows. Could you watch those TV shows in the target language or maybe with the subtitles of the target language? With my wife, after our child goes to bed, we watch Modern Family at the moment, the TV show Modern Family, with Italian subtitles. So I learn some words and phrases of Italian while we are watching that great TV show. Do you like traveling? It may be a good idea to watch travel shows or travel videos from YouTube or elsewhere. Mm. Like it doesn't even have to be necessarily in the target language, but if it's connected to the country where that language is spoken, it can kind of boost your motivation, and it may make it easier in the future to watch the TV shows in the target language also that you're learning. Many people think that you have to read children's books early on in your language studies, but I'm not sure that's a good idea. There are some good children's books. I mean, good children's books for language learning that are funny and interesting even for adults. And obviously it depends what you like, but I think it's more important that you find something to read that you're really interested in, that you're prepared to read multiple times. I myself enjoy reading comics or graphic novels in the languages that I'm learning, and the beautiful images help me to understand, and also I don't mind reading it again, partly because of those beautiful images that I can see. And so you might say that there are still so many words that I don't know, so I can't really enjoy stuff that I would normally enjoy in my native language. But yeah, my previous video was called "When Can You Start Enjoying Interesting Native Level Content?" And there I also talk about ways to get through the basics as fast as possible, and ways of transitioning to more challenging native level content. But yeah, I've also felt overwhelmed, like it's felt like this language is a huge ocean of words that I don't know, and there's so much work, like it's gonna take me 5 years, or I have to move to that country where the language is spoken before I can learn all these words. But these days I'm actually focusing on certain words and phrases early on when I start learning a new tongue. I'm always hunting for these conversational connectors or sentence starters. These are, for example, on the other hand, in my opinion, don't be angry but. Yeah, so these expressions help you form longer sentences. Another group of phrases I focus on are actually these common questions. So almost every time I meet a Japanese person, they ask me, "Why do you study Japanese?" There is a limited amount of really common questions. What do you do for a living? What do you do in your free time? Do you have brothers or sisters? And you can find lists of these sort of questions, and you can practice them in isolation with a tutor or any friend who speaks that language. Later in this video, I'll tell you where to find cheap tutors online. There are obviously other groups of words and expressions. For example, expressions of time, in the future, yesterday. But yeah, these basic words, I focus on those. I focus on writing them down or listening. And they allow me to have simple conversations in the language that I'm learning quite early on, actually. And I don't have to study for many years. Speaking of conversations, I'm planning to make another video in the future where I give some advice on how to get more speaking practice and how to make it more enjoyable. But at this point, as I promised, I'll mention the website italki.com, Nobody's paying me to advertise this website, but in this channel I want to give useful tips and resources. I've used italki myself. You can find both professional teachers and cheaper tutors. There's quite a lot of competitions, at least for the major languages. So the prices are relatively low, I would say. There's, easy to use payment system, a calendar where you can see when some specific teacher or tutor is available. So especially if you feel nervous about just diving into conversations with native speakers, italki can be a nice first step to get your first conversations, and yeah, get used to that area of language also. I'm planning to make a second part of this video because I think there are other useful things to focus on in language learning also. I'm also happy to hear about your language learning journey, about your challenges, and on stuff that you enjoy doing in the language that you are learning. And yeah, please comment, and hope to see you in the next video. Bye.